Hello and good afternoon or good morning, everyone. So great to be back on here and sharing everything creative. It's Thursday, March 23rd, and this is Audrey Live, and I'm Audrey DeYoung. And so thankful to have people watching and interested and getting some information about their creative art industry and about the Art Waves Live online spring show. So yeah, thank you. So great to have you with us. Please tell us where you're from and maybe what you're doing today here. I'm in Ontario, near London, Ontario, and it's kind of a gray, rainy day. So we had some beautiful sunshine and warm weather the last couple of days, so it's been awesome. But today it's starting a little bit cloudy and damp, and so it's kind of one of those dull days, but we will get through it. It is spring and April's around the corner and all that wonderful warm weather that we've been waiting for. So today on the show, we have two fantastic artists. One that will be with us live, Tracy, the one and only Tracy Moreau, and Anita Morin is not able to join us. She had to work today, so she has sent in a video for us as well with some tidbits and some demonstrations on the project she's going to be teaching at Artwave. So welcome. Thank you for joining us again. I'm Audrey DeYoung, and this is Audrey Live. And yeah, we're just thankful to be here. If you are new to the show or just kind of watching for the first time, we do have our past shows on YouTube. You can just go to YouTube and put in Pin It Canada, and there you will see a lot of our past shows. And yeah, you can just scroll through them and take a look. There's every week or every other week, we do demonstrations and talk a little bit about the industry and people that make it happen. So grateful that you're with us. This has kind of been a hard week. It's I'm actually surprised I'm here with you. My mom was staying with us for a week or so, 10 days, kind of like a little mini vacation. She does that quite often. And on Sunday or Saturday, she kind of wasn't feeling very well. It's almost like a little bit of a raspiness in her chest. And she's been in the hospital since Sunday. She's doing well, but her oxygen levels are low, blood oxygen and oxygen levels. So they're just keeping her on oxygen, keeping her comfortable, and hopefully she'll be back with us soon. She looks great. She feels good. She's doing her regular routine there at the hospital. And so lots of thoughts for my mom and prayers hopefully coming as well, so that she'll be better soon and back with us. Many of you know her, of course, through the shows. She was the lady who was always in the sales, selling all the t-shirts and bags and hats and whatever else we would have there. And yeah, she's very friendly and everybody loves her. And a lot of people refer to her as Oma because that's what we call her. So anyway, just one thing I want everybody to kind of think about, and something that, of course, I've been busy with all week. I was back at the hospital this morning, taught this morning, and back at the hospital, and then now the show, and then back to the hospital this afternoon. So my life has been a lot of running around, and that's why I was actually going to talk. I was talking about it already in my mind. This is something I was going to talk about, and then I thought, well, it's just perfect. About stress in our lives. Many of us are facing challenges, whatever it may be, whether it's physical, if it's stressful, things are overwhelming, is it medical, yeah, financial. There's many stresses in our lives every day. And certainly I think people deal with them in different ways. It says just a couple of things that I came across that I thought were really great points to share with you. Learning to cope with stress in a healthy way will help you, because we're not going to get rid of it. Like, it doesn't matter what time you're like, you keep thinking, and I'm the same way, next week or next month, that'll be done. And then it'll be less stressful. And then something else comes up, right? Like, it's just life. It's just something we deal with. So how do we deal with the stress in a healthy way? For yourself, for people you care about, for people around you, that sort of thing. It says stress can cause the many things like feeling of fear, anger, sadness, worry, frustration, changes in your appetite, your energy, your desire to do things, and your interest in doing things. Maybe trouble concentrating and making decisions. I know this week I kind of had sometimes when I was talking to somebody, but then because my mind was somewhere else, and then you kind of get confused and you're like, okay, just breathe, think a minute. Okay, focus. And I think that's something that many of us do as well. Physical problems, like maybe problems sleeping, headaches, body pain, stomach pains. And a lot of this multiple things can kind of add up to chronic illnesses and mental health conditions. So just a few ways to manage our stress. And I know you all know these things, but I just thought I'm reminding myself. So I'm just kind of reminding you as well. Things to manage your stress, whether it's grief, worry, sadness, anxiety, take break from the news. That's one thing. Yes. Sometimes, you watch the news every day, twice a day. You see it on your phone, you see it on your tablet, you see it on the TV. And this is very stressful. Yes, you need to know what's going on in the world, but we don't need to know about it 24/7 or even like 3 times, maybe news a couple times a week would be good. So, even social media, there's just, we're bombarded with it, so maybe taking some time to disconnect from all these things, disconnecting from your TV, your phone, computer screens, all that sort of thing, and just taking that time away from it. Taking care of your body, just staying physically active, eating properly, eating healthy, making sure you're getting that fruits and veggies, even though if you don't feel like eating, just, trying to make sure that you're fueling your body. Getting enough sleep. Now, this is kind of a difficult one for many people, including my mom at the hospital when it's noisy, she says. She's not getting enough sleep. But, like when you're at home, just trying to make a routine to go to bed on time, have your routine before you go to bed, and it says at least 7 hours of sleep, which is typically what I get. So I guess I'm doing okay. Move more and sit less. I think that's one that we all, or some of us, I shouldn't say all, because I'm sure there's those people out there that are very active and like they're walking and that sort of thing. And I've kind of got into a rut as well through the winter time. But it's so funny this week, because I've been at the hospital, I'm making a point of parking as far as I can from where my mom's room is. So I'm getting lots of steps and lots of walking from the parking lot into the hospital and then to where she is. So just any way you can do it, whether it's within your own house, within your neighborhood, go to the mall, start walking around there, wherever you can get it. It actually says that we should be doing 2.5 hours a week. So that's not bad. Start to 20 to 30 minutes a day and then work yourself up from there. Take time to unwind, deep breathing, stretches, meditation. Yes. Just, again, getting away from all those technology that we love to do, but just taking the time to stretch and connecting with others. And that's what I think is very important. Connecting with other people, doing things with other people. You can talk to them about your concerns, about your feelings. And, I mentioned it many times before that I have a wonderful group of friends and we get together every Monday afternoon for a couple hours and we create, whether, someone's painting or doing diamond art or knitting or crocheting or whatever, and just chatting, sharing your feelings, sharing, what's going on. And that really helps as well. So make sure that you have that, whether you have a group of friends or family that's close by or on the phone or through Zoom, it's great even just to have some Zoom chats. So that's just something that I want to share with you. So whatever your situation is, whatever you're dealing with right now, just make sure you take time for you. And hopefully that will help with some of the stress of our everyday lives, because like I said, it's not going away. So anyway, we're going to get to our first guest today, because I see she's sitting there in the waiting room and I'm anxiously waiting to bring her on. Tracy Moreau, she is from Fredericton, New Brunswick, and I have actually been out there into her house. So it's a beautiful area. Tracy has been creating in multiple mediums since childhood, a lifelong creative, classically trained in the arts. She has been painting for over 40 years, teaching for over 25, and is constantly stretching and advancing her skill set. And I know probably everyone out there has either taken a class from Tracy, watched a video from Tracy. She's some great Saturday morning that she's doing, and she does a lot of the racks, the random acts of kindness that she shares with everybody. Her artwork and articles are published in both digital publications and print publications in Canada, the US, France, and the UK. She produces instructional and product information videos for DecoArt, Dynasty, and for her YouTube channel. Tracy is an active part of the DecoArt Helping Artists program, a DecoArt brand ambassador. She's also a Dynasty brand specialist and design member of the AFCI and past secretary of AFCI Canada. Welcome, Tracy. I know she's there.
I am here.
You are here.
I know you can hear me. I'm just trying to get this camera to behave.
Get the video going. Perfect.
Okay, there we go. Wrong
there
camera.
We go.
Oh my gosh. I am.
There we
disabled
are.
Today.
There we are. Hello.
Oh, it's so nice to see you.
You too. My goodness, it's been so long.
Too long. Too long.
I see you all the time on, on YouTube or on Facebook, but not like that we're talking.
No, and it's so nice to see you. You look really well. I'm
Oh,
glad
thank
to see
you.
that.
Yeah,
And-
considering everything's going on again in my life, but I said like everybody has stresses.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just learning
Absolutely.
to deal with them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Paint more. Create a lot more.
One of my friends would just say, just drink more wine as well.
Oh, yeah, I don't know that that's such a great idea.
No. The painting might not look as good, right?
No, that's right.
So what have you been working on? Share with us any news or tidbits or.
I have been working on a little self-education. You talked about how to manage your stress and taking a little time out for yourself. Well, I've been doing a little self-education, and part of that is I love anything to do with technology. I enjoy it as it applies to what we do. And so I, in my infinite wisdom, decided I was going to take on yet another project and wanted to do an ebook, to write an ebook about decorative painting. And I discovered in the process of learning a few things about ebooks that it really isn't as simple as you think it is. So I ended up, I've been taking an online course on how to create an ebook, because it's not as simple as writing one. And I can create the content. That part is so simple for me. I enjoy that part. For me, that's just playtime. The technical aspects of creating an ebook are another matter altogether. So I've had to educate myself a little bit in that regard. So hopefully in the next 6 to 10 months, I'll have an ebook ready.
So explain to me, what is an ebook compared to, just for those of us out there that might not be, right on top of that?
We're all familiar with the ability to download a book.
Yeah.
You get, either from Kindle on Amazon or through Apple iBooks, and there's so many different variations. And this is where the technical aspect of creating an ebook comes in. It's not as simple as just creating a PDF. You have to be able to create a file that is going to be easy to download.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, if a pattern packet is between 5 and 10 kilobytes of memory, that's how much space it takes up. An ebook is 10 to 20 times the size. So you have to think about it in the context. It has to be in a format that's going to be easy to download. And then once you get that, well, then each one of those platforms, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Kindle, and a bazillion other ones that are out there, they all use different file formats. So
you have to make something that you can transfer into different file formats.
Precisely. So essentially you
Ah,
have to create your content and then upload it into that file format so that it can be used on a multiple platforms.
yeah.
So it's really not as straightforward as just creating a new PDF. So learning that has been an experience, and I've learned so much more than I anticipated by doing that. So with a little bit of work, I think I might be able to put a book together in the next few months. So
Perfect. Oh, that'd be awesome.
I kind of like the idea.
Yeah.
Decorative painting industry has not really had a great selection of books. If you go back 20 years, there were so many books available to us, and there's fewer and fewer every year. And it's hard to find books in print anymore. And there's almost none in a digital format other than patterns like e-packets. So I thought an ebook about decorative painting might be something people would enjoy.
Yeah, I think so. That would be really great. I look forward to seeing that.
But let me tell you, it's a lot more work than I originally anticipated.
Yeah,
it's creating an e-packet now is second nature. Creating a pattern packet is second nature. That part of it is very simple. To me, I think that the next stage is going to be ebooks, the ability to download a full book with line drawings and color step-by-steps and instructional material and lots of education. And then just think you'd be able to build in digital links right into your ebook that they could go to and watch videos. So there's so much more available in that particular media than what I originally thought. And so I'm really excited about that.
I never even thought about that's right. Like that could all be, you could just hit the link. You would be talking about how to do something, hit the link, and boom, you're at another.
Well, and it would also make availability so much simpler for people because they would be able to get it on so many different platforms. So I'm excited about that. That idea has sort of been niggling around in the back of my brain for the last couple of years, and I just decided that it was time to apply a little more of this brain power to that. There is something still up there.
Good. And how about on your creating table? Are there any new products or anything you've been working with that you kind of want to share, or that we I'm missing all that, like I'm actually going to Creativation next week.
Oh, I wish
I'm so excited. I'm like just itching to go. I can't wait.
I wanted to go, and I even went so far as to look at flights and whatnot, but my calendar is just packed.
Yeah.
I wish, I'm going to have to plan for it for next year, but
I'm lucky it's in Columbus, Ohio, so it's only like a 5 to 6 hour drive for me.
Oh, that's easy. It's not so easy getting a flight though.
No.
Columbus is. Flights were fine. Finding one was fine, but they were horrendously expensive.
Oh, really?
About $1,500 to get to Columbus from here.
Wow.
So it was crazy.
That is crazy.
From a business aspect, I think it would have been worth it, but there's just too much on my calendar coming up. So
yeah.
Because I've got art waves. I have art waves at the end of April. I'm excited about that.
I was we got 4 weeks before that. 4 or 5 weeks, I think yet. So yeah.
And then the weekend after that, I'm in Livonia, Michigan. Yes, I'm off to Michigan, go play in their sandbox down there. I'm so excited about that. The Village Decorative Painters have me coming in my first in-person class in almost 3.5 years. So I'm really excited about it.
Too bad you couldn't have put those two together a little closer. Ohio and Livonia.
Yeah.
They're in the same area.
Yeah, they're very close, but it would have been so much fun. But I'm really looking forward to that. When it comes to new products though, there's sort of been a resurgence of an interest in older products, which I find really interesting. And I think a lot of that has to do with there's been this sudden surge, people buying digital printers, people buying laser machines. They got these wonderful little laser machines that people can use them for cutting at home for smaller things. We're not talking about massive, big CNC routers and things like that, but small project. And people are building small businesses using them, which I think is fascinating.
Yeah.
Our own Deb Antonick has got one of these little lasers, and it's not a small investment, I might add, not a small investment. And she started developing some really fabulous SVG files.
Awesome.
And so people that have these printers can now make the surfaces that she designs, and she has the patterns and whatnot for painting those designs. They're fantastic. So I'm excited about those. But what that brought about was sort of this resurgence in more traditional decorative painting. And I've been seeing a lot of it. So a lot of the Baumalerie, this beautiful traditional European style decorative painting, I'm seeing a resurgence in that, seeing a resurgence in older techniques. And one that's really come along is decoupage.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're seeing it not just in small home decor pieces, but in huge pieces of furniture and walls, and just these most incredible pieces of artwork. And so it's always been one of my favorite techniques. So I've been playing with that a lot, and then incorporating some other techniques as well. So I put together just a quick little informational thing and a very quick demonstration on using decoupage for our decorative painting and for some general craft projects.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, maybe, did you want to show that to us now, and then we'll talk about your classes after that?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just switch the camera if I can do it right this time.
I will pin you.
There we go. Okay. So my shot is upside down, for heaven's sake. So decoupage is one of those techniques that has been around literally for millennia. They have used it for everything from decorating furniture to decorating home decor items, for creating greeting cards, for a huge array of things. And one of the things that I've been using is primarily for backgrounds, developing really interesting backgrounds. And this is one of my favorite techniques. I love this one. This is just using a page out of a dictionary. I photocopied a page out of a dictionary and then literally adhered it to the surface. And then I worked all of my other techniques over top of it. So it creates some interest in the background very quickly and very easily. And you don't have to spend a fortune to do it. You just make a photocopy of your favorite pattern, or in this case, I used a page out of a dictionary that had the word honeycomb in it. So it tied in with my design. So very straightforward, just a photocopy, ordinary printer or copy paper, nothing fancy, nothing elaborate, and it works really, really well. And then I did something similar to that. And in this case, I enlarged the dictionary page, and I used an actual stamp and decoupaged that into place, and then worked stamping and stenciling over top of it to create lots of interest in the background. Again, straightforward. You can take the original page or you can make a photocopy of it, and it creates these wonderful backgrounds. And they're very simple. And if you want to get a little more elaborate, you can use a layering technique where you're using the tissue paper on the background that already has an image printed onto it, and then washed that over with a little bit of paint just to knock it back a bit, and then add stamping and stenciling over top to create more depth. So the decoupage can give you all kinds of really cool effects with minimal effort. And you don't need to have a ton of commercial product like this one. I love this one. This is a Tim Holtz tissue paper. These are available almost anywhere. Amazon, Walmart, I think even carries some of these. So these are great. One of my favorite things they've done is they took that same tissue paper and just plain white. This one is available on Amazon and Michael's stores, Hobby Lobby, etc. It's just plain white. And you can use the stamps that you have at home or stencils and create your own decoupage paper with it is design specific. So you can do all kinds of cool things with it.
That's a very good idea.
It's
What an awesome idea.
fabulous.
Yeah. I do have a problem with, and I have to get past it, but taking, you talk about like when you see a really cool page or a book,
Yeah.
ripping those pages out of the book. I'm like, to me, it's like, it's just a book, but no, that I might have picked up at the thrift store, but ripping pages out, I always have to photocopy them.
Yep. I understand that completely, because I'm an absolute, I love books. And so the idea of destroying one is a hard pill to swallow. So photocopying them is a great idea to my mind. And with all of us shopping online so much, we're all getting packages in the mail that come with these fancy decorative tissue papers and whatnot. I keep these and stock them away. These are my favorite things. I love these little bits and bobs. Could be one sheet, it could be bundles, it doesn't matter. I keep all of it. And that makes for great decoupage paper for creating all sorts of interesting backgrounds, even greeting cards. If you're a paper crafter, decoupage can be used in creating your greeting cards too. So I love this stuff. I love this one with the bees on it. It's just great. Talking about books, I've had this one for probably close to 50 years at this point. This is a German to English dictionary from, we won't say how old this is. I've had it 50 years. Take it from there. So it's an old book, and I use this one quite frequently. It had been damaged over the years. It had been moved from pillar to post for so many years. So as you can see, pages have fallen out. And so I've started using it for all sorts of things. So I use old distressed and damaged books. Old cookbooks are fabulous for decoupage. So there's tons of things you can use. So I'm going to show you a quick technique to put this paper. I'm using this fun little bee pattern tissue paper. It came in a shipment of candles that I had ordered. So I just stocked it away and kept it. And it's a nice tissue paper. It's not as fragile as you would think. So I have the tissue paper and I have a little wood surface. This is a little chipboard tag. And I've put one coat of gesso on, just a thin coat. You don't need a ton of it. And I'm going to grab my favorite fugly brush. And we're going to use a medium to adhere it. Now, there's a variety that are on the market. There's tons and tons of them out there that you can use. When you're working with fragile papers like napkins, etc., DecoArt has this one. This is decoupage napkin, and it is formulated specifically for working with those delicate papers. So things like that top layer of a napkin, or these really delicate tissue papers and decorative tissue papers that you find. This one is fantastic for that. And this one dries to a matte finish, just so you know. This is my favorite DecoArt decoupage. This is DecoArt matte. I love this one. In the decoupage line, this one is so functional. It works with almost any kind of paper, and it gives you a nice tight seal, and it's not sticky. It never dries sticky. So this is in the decoupage line. This one is my all-time favorite. But when it comes to decoupage for my art pieces and for things like paper crafting and whatnot, this one is my go-to. I absolutely love this stuff. This is DecoArt Media Matte Medium, and it is fantastic for this. So this is what we're going to use. This one is a little on the goopy side. It's not super thin, but it is very easy to work with. And we're just going to brush a quick coat over the surface. You want a generous coat, and you want it fairly even. No big gobs anywhere, but you don't really have to be too careful with it. So I've got a nice even coat on there. And this is weapon number one. You have to get one of these if you're going to do any kind of work with paper and adhesives. This is just water, a little spray bomb full of water. And you're going to lightly mist your paper. You don't want to saturate it completely, but just give it a light mist on both sides. And then you can lay your paper right into the matte medium, like so. Now, the reason you missed the paper is paper stretches when it gets wet. And if you're working on decoupage, and we've all seen it happen, you brush on your decoupage medium and you lay your paper in, and the first thing that happens is it wrinkles everywhere. So that is just the moisture causing the paper to stretch. And so we don't want those wrinkles. We don't want the bubbles. So if you missed it just lightly with a little bit of water, the paper stretches. And then as it dries, it shrinks back to its original position and gives you a nice, smooth, tight finish. So I took my brayer and I rolled this out just to remove any bubbles or excess and to fully seat the paper into that medium. And then we're going to give it a quick dry with a favorite little.
Now, if somebody didn't have a brayer, what else could they use?
Oh, just use your paint bottle. Here, turn your paint bottle on the side and roll that. You can use your hands. You can actually just use another brush if you want to. That will work too. So I've dried that. And then I have weapon number 2. If I can find my weapon number 2. Now you can do this with an emery board, like for your fingernails, or you can use one of these little sanding discs. And you're going to sand the edge of your surface down and away from yourself. Not back and forth, just down and away. Like so.
And just like that, magic.
And that way you get a nice clean edge all the way around. You don't have any rough edges. And then you're going to have a little bit of oozing because, well, you just squooshed all that paper down. So just take a little bit, wipe off the excess. And then set it aside to dry completely. It's still a little cold, but once it's completely dry, then you just apply a very light coat of DecoArt matte medium over top. Pay particular attention to the edges so that you get everything sealed in nice and tight, and your surface is ready for whatever decorative painting technique you want to use. Super easy.
Perfect. That looks awesome.
And I'll pop back up here. There we go.
There we go. Awesome. That is so neat. I just love decoupage. And I think many of us, I mean, I'm guilty of it. I do what you did at first, and then I put that, I go over top of it right again away.
Yeah.
So we probably should let it dry before.
Let it dry well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you've got a heat gun or one of these little heat it tools, you can dry it a little faster. But ideally, make sure it's good and dry before you put that second coat on. Because what happens the minute that paper gets wet again is that it becomes very fragile. And if you're working over top of it too quickly, you end up damaging it. So if you want the paper to stay nice and tight, just let it dry.
Yeah,
but,
perfect.
It does. It makes for a really nice little surface and ready for whatever you want to do to it.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Linda says that she needs to get some of that white tissue paper and looked on Amazon and didn't find it from Tim Holt. So you thought perhaps Walmart might have it, or
sometimes Walmart has it. Ours had, I don't know if all of them do.
Yeah.
But the blank one, I know they have at local Michael stores. Okay. This one is commonly in use. Yeah. And it comes in a variety of sizes. This is the smaller one, but it also comes in a larger roll as well.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. And now, do you have your classes, project pieces there? I'm just looking to see the ones that you're teaching for us.
Yep.
What do we have? We have on Thursday from 3 to 7, Friends in My Garden.
Friends in My Garden. That's the one surface I could not find.
There you go.
It's a fun one. It's a faux wood grain in the background. Got a really fun, simple technique to make a whitewashed wood grain. Perfect. And then we're going to be painting some fun little daisies and some dragonflies. And it's a fun and relaxed piece. But we're putting most of the focus on this really great wood grain technique that's in the back.
Awesome.
Which I love that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah. And then the second one is Friday from 3 till 7. And all these times are Eastern, of course. And we're talking Friday April the 21st. I probably should say that.
Yep.
Farmhouse Honey.
Yes, this one I designed for my membership group, and I absolutely love this one. I love the techniques that are involved in it. This is it here. I love this one.
I love it,
It's
yeah.
just, it's fun. But again, this one, here we go. I'll get it centered on that camera somehow. This one incorporates a bunch of techniques. So we're going to be doing a glass jar. We're going to be doing some fun little fabric techniques. Then of course, we're going to be doing some brush lettering, and then that great little stencil technique in the background.
I was gonna say, I love that stencil, that
The old
fence.
chicken wire. I love it.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And then on Sunday, which is April 23rd from 10 till 2, you're doing the, say it because I'll say it wrong.
Marché aux fleurs.
There you go. You say it so lovely.
It's
So
the
lovely.
flower market.
Yeah,
This one is called Ile de la Cité, which is actually the flower market in the center of Paris.
Mm.
And I love this one. Again, just a
Beautiful.
fun one. We're using a stamp technique for doing the background in this one. And then we have some fun little bumblebees to paint, of course, brush lettering, which I always enjoy. And then this really fun floral technique that's surprisingly very simple. So we're going to have, they're going to be fun. And I love doing this type of
That's
thing.
just beautiful. I love that flower. Just
Yep.
gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Big dahlia.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Well, this has been great. It's always great to catch up with you and see all the beautiful pieces behind you and the beautiful face in front of me.
Aw, you're so sweet. Well, thank you so much, Audrey. I appreciate
Well,
the courtesy of asking me to do this. It was very much appreciated.
Well, thank you for being on. I know I appreciate it. And I'm hoping more people will see this and sign up for the classes as well.
Well, I know I strong-armed most of my members. But they've already done this class, these two classes. Well,
Yeah,
actually all
yeah.
three of these classes. And they can attest to how much fun they are, and they can attest to how easy they are. So
Perfect.
hopefully,
Perfect.
so if anybody else is watching, wants to come and have a great time, we have lots of fun, to learn a few techniques, and we always have a laugh or two.
Sounds great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Audrey. Take
Have
care.
a great day. Yep. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. Well, that's great. I love having Tracy on. It's always so much fun and we learn so much. And, like decoupage, like we all do it and we all love to do it. And it's fun and easy and just so nice to see that technique again. And yeah, how the background of something can change just by adding that paper to the background. So, or the tissue paper. So thank you, Tracy, for sharing all your talents with us. And yeah, please sign up for one of her classes. Again, it's the Art Waves Live online spring show, and it is on April 19th to the 23rd online. And if you go to our website, www.c2cevents.com, that's where you will find all the classes, the registration sheets there, or you can register online as well. Just click on the top at the Art Waves Spring Show and to get some more information. All right, so we are going to go to our second guest, Anita Morin. And like I mentioned earlier, she's not able to be with us today, but she sent in a lovely video so you can get to know her a little bit more. And she'll be demonstrating her class that she's teaching, the plant love, and she's demoing a wet on wet technique. Anita is from Elliott Lake, Ontario, which is up near Sudbury area-ish. She's been married to her husband, Luke, for 27 years. And they have two beautiful girls, Jessica and Jasmine. And believe it or not, I've been at her house as well. I used to travel a lot. So tried to make my way around Canada coast to coast, right? During the summer months, she spends a lot of their time outdoors, whether it's kayaking, quadding, and yard work. We love to travel in Canada. We've been to New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PEI was canceled due to a hurricane. Well, hopefully she'll get out there soon. I was introduced to decorative painting in the summer of 1997 by a friend as a pastime and haven't looked back since. You'll find her work in various published magazines, and you can also see her work on YouTube. Anita Acrylic is her favorite medium. She said, you'll see me playing with mixed media, watercolor, and pastel pencils as a pastime. Birds are my favorite thing to paint. I'm a deco art helping artist and a FM Dynasty brand specialist. So I'm going to share with you the video that she sent. Let's see if it's right there. Of course not. I just have to go find it, which is usually very easy to do. There it is. All right. It's usually just like one or two little clicks. And yeah, so enjoy. This is Anita Morin and information about her class.
Hi, my name is Anita Moreau, and I'll be teaching a class at the Art Waves Convention. It'll be online, and that'll be a Saturday from 10 to 2 on April 22nd. And the class that I'll be doing is for beginners. Anyone is welcome. And it's going to be done on a cotton bag. And I believe it's like a 15 by 16. So it's called Plant Love. And this technique will be with wet on wet, and it's going to be with fabric acrylic from Decor. I will also be using the encaustic brushes from Dynasty. I kind of like these because they're easy to blend with, and you're not ruining your good brushes. So I just want to put my camera down. I'm just going to demonstrate a little bit about the wet and wet technique for fabric. Okay, so again, this is the class. So we got a little ladybug, and this is on a stencil, and this is going to be from Studio R12. If anybody's interested, you probably want to order it right away. And everything else is a pattern. So I have here, I just have another little tiny canvas bag. I did a little quick flower similar to what I'm going to be doing. So I have like a cardboard insert so that I can protect the paint from going through to the other side. Okay, and so I just want to show a couple of little stamps in the center just to show you what wet on wet is. I'm going to put some purple on my palette, and I also like using this fabric medium to put on my brushes instead of using water. So what I would do is I would take my bristles, just dab some in there, and then I would load with my paint. So I have paint here, and most of the time you only need the one coat, depending on what kind of bag you're using. And I kind of like these brushes because it goes really straight along your design right here. And I try not to go too much the center, because the center is going to be yellow and you don't want your purple to show through it. So I'm just going to be a little more gentle there. Okay, I need a little bit more paint. So I'll just do a couple just to show you the shading next to the other petal. And you can change your the shape of your petal too if you want. Okay, so this is one, and I might have time because it's pretty thick. I'll have time to do two at a. Usually I do one petal at a time with the shading and the highlighting, because it stays wet for a long time. So I'm just going to go across. Okay, and just this little corner here, that's where the little liners and stuff would come in handy. There, okay. It's pretty wet. Okay, I'm going to start with my shading, and I do use a lot of paper towel. So my shading, I'm going to use a darker purple. Okay, and for the shading, I'm going to use a flat, okay, because it's so much easier to get like along the edges, okay. I'm going to pick up some fabric medium again. Okay, and I'm going to pick up my purple. And what I like, this one here will be behind the petal. So I'm going to start from the edge here while this paint is wet. And just, so you're going to try and blend the two colors together. I'm going to turn this around. I'm going to put a little bit right here. Okay, now I'm going to wipe this, and I want to try and blend these colors together. That way it fades in. Wipe some more. So I'm just wiping the color off. And right here will be a little bit of highlight. And then you can also dab if you need it to be a little darker. Now I'm going to do this one right here. So I'm going to pick up again. And I'm going to do, and I'm not going to go all the way up here. I'm just going to go part ways. I'm going to turn this around. I'm sorry, I turn my pattern often just because I like to get along the edge here. Now I'm going to wipe this. And I'm going to blend the two colors together. Now, if you find that it dried too fast, I have a little heater on right now. I'm going to pick up the original color and I'm going to blend it in. That way it's not as dark right there. Keep wiping my brush. And when it does dry, this will, the color will eventually get lighter. Now I'm gonna just wipe my brush some more, and I'm gonna add a little bit of a highlight. I have here like a little lighter pink. I'm gonna add pink. Okay. I'm always keeping my brush dirty. Okay, now let's go along the edge here. And it's okay if it doesn't go all the way to the end because this will be outlined afterwards. Oops. I'm going to go only partial ways. I'm not going to go all the way to the end there. If I want it a little darker, I'll add more pink. Okay, now I'm going to wipe my brush and I'm going to try and mix these colors together. Okay, and again, this will fade a little bit once it dries. Okay, now the other one, I'm going to pick up some, and for when I do pick up, I just like one little corner because it's going to be along the edges. And over here, and I'm not going to go too far in there. Right here, I'm just going to stay right there. Okay, now I'm going to wipe this, and I'm going to blend the two colors together. Again, that's why I do like one at a time so that you have time to mix them together. Okay, now if I wanted to later on, I'm going to add a little bit of white to make it a little bit brighter. Okay, I'm going to do the center. I want to show you my center. So I'm going to use some yellow. And I can use a round brush for that. I love this yellow. This is a quick little flower. You can design it any way you want. I'm just following along the edge. Here. So I'm going to make this a little wider here. Okay, now while it's wet, we can put a little bit of highlight in there. So for this, I use white. And I'm going to keep my brush dirty. Now I'm going to have it like so that the highlight is on the top and the shading is at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to pick up, go along the edge. And it's going to make it like a lighter yellow. So when it dries up, we can add a little bit more white. Then blend the two colors together. And sometimes you'll lose its bristles, but that's okay. Try to not smudge the design while you're at it. Okay, so we're gonna leave that. We're gonna do the shading and then I'll come back and put a little bit brighter white. Okay, for the shading, I have some golden brown here. I'm gonna just do part of the bottom. Okay. Again, if it doesn't mix together, just add a little bit of medium. And always make sure that you're not dragging your hand when you're doing this on the wet paint, because it's really hard to clean up a mistake on another part here. Okay, about here. Here. Okay, I'm going to go back in and add some white for a little bit of a highlight there. Pick up some medium. Okay, and I'm going to pick up a little bit of white. So I just want a little bit of up here for highlight. So I'm just going straight down and I'm not, how do I say that? I'm not going close to the edge. I'm staying a little bit on the inside. Okay, now I want to do just a little bit on this side. You can fade it into. So I'm going to pick up along the edge here. And this one here I might do it this way. This just makes it a little bit brighter. And I'll do the same for my yellow. I'm going to pick up the yellow round brush. I'm going to pick up some yellow, white, sorry. And I'm going to just not go to the edge, but I'm just going to pick up, just go along the center here. It might be a little bit still yellowish. Okay, so that's part of the wet on wet blending. Again, it's very easy. I hope you join me for my class. Again, it's on Saturday, April 22nd from 10 to 2. Thank you.
There we go. That was awesome. Thank you, Anita. And thank you for taking the time to send that video to us and giving us a little tidbit of what you're going to be teaching as well. And that wet on wet technique, that is really cool. I see Suzanne has said that she's never used the fabric paint before, but she adds the medium to her regular paint. And I've tried that as well. So not sure, she said it's as soft and flexible. And I think that is the only difference. It depends on what you're painting on. I mean, if you're painting on something you're not going to wear, then you might not be so concerned about that. It's got to be soft and flexible. And I'm not sure about the durability either. We'll have to talk to one of those Dynasty brand specialists about that. If the Decor fabric paint, I would imagine, is going to last longer than using just a medium with the regular paint. But that's a question that's out there. Whoever knows, please let us know what the difference is between just using the fabric paint or using the fabric paint medium with your regular paint. So anyway, thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Anita. It's been a great day, and I'm really glad that they were both able to share Audrey Live with you today. Again, the show that they will be teaching is the Art Waves Live online spring show. It's through Zoom, and it is a lot of fun. You can just stay home with your pajamas on and make your own coffee and join us online. We have a great time. It's April 18th to the 23rd, and we've got many classes that you can take. We do a 2-day registration and a full registration. So there's 2 different packages available, and you don't have to take 2 days in a row. You know, if you can take classes on the Wednesday and on the Sunday, you can do that as well. It doesn't have to be 2 days in a row. Take a look at our website, www.c2cevents.com, and click on the spring show, and there you can see all the different classes, and you can register online or print out the registration sheet. We'll be back in 2 weeks from now, and on the show will be Pam Kaylee and Donna Duvall, and that is on April 6th. So we look forward to seeing you then. As I mentioned to Tracy, next week, Monday, I'm going to be gone for 3 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but on Sunday and Monday, I will be at the Creativation Show by NAMPTA, and that is in Columbus, Ohio. It's an industry show, and it's everything creative. There's nothing you can't buy anything. It's all through the industry. So it's for shops and for retailers and for businesses that are in the industry for us to go and look at all the new products that are out there. A lot of the new releases are there, and try out the different products. So I will try to do as many lives as I can, whether it's just showing you products that are available or actual demonstrations. So keep your eye on our Audrey Live, or it could be on the Art Waves Live Facebook feeds. So make sure you subscribe or that you like, and then you'll get notification of these videos. So looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to sharing a lot of it with you on our next show. So at the next show on April 6th, I will be talking about a lot of the different things that I will be seeing there, and bring back some information for you as well. So other than that, everybody have a great week. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks on Audrey Live. Bye-bye for now.